Hello, welcome to the United Man. Today we're going to be discussing all things Manchester United, including what's the latest with this massive story that's broke in regards to Paolo Dybala. Going to be discussing the positives and negatives of that and why I believe Paul Pogba is crucial to that deal as well. So, you guys will know by now, a big breaking story in regards to Paolo Dybala and Manchester United and Juventus agreeing a deal in principle to swap these two players. Now, there's not been too many swap deals in Man United's recent history. Obviously, you got Van Persie and Mkhitaryan going either way before, but yeah, there's not been too many swap or slash trade deals in Man United's history. What I wanted to get down to today is the nitty gritty of it. As I mentioned before, we're looking at the positives and negatives of this potential deal. Now, it was broke on Sky Sports Italia yesterday. They'd broken first of all that Paolo Dybala's agent is actually meeting in London with Manchester United officials. At this point, myself and you guys are probably thinking, yeah, it's a load of cobblers. Same old story. Obviously, gathered pace, and then Sky Sports broke news later on as well in the evening, stating that, of course, Dybala and Manchester United and Juventus and Lukaku are all in cahoots and looking to do a massive swap deal. Now, obviously, Sky Sports have actually been on point pretty much this summer, as I've mentioned on previous videos as well. But this deal, as I said before, I mentioned in my previous video that there was whispers and rumours of a potential trade deal with, obviously, well, I said a three-way deal with Icardi going possibly to Juventus if indeed Inter got Lukaku. But it appears to be the other way around. Juventus are dead set on Lukaku and willing to give up Dybala in the process. So, as things stand at the moment, the deal has been agreed between the two clubs to exchange the two players. Now, Lukaku has been on record saying that it's been reported that he seems happy to make the swap deal to Juventus as well. He said he wants to go to Italy, but he didn't make a specific preference. We all know about the interest from Inter. But this morning, Dybala is in training with Juventus, but is due to meet with Sarri for an informal meeting on the player's future. Now, it's reported as well that this deal actually just rests now with Dybala agreeing personal terms with Manchester United. Now, I wasn't excited about it when I said, like I said, when I reported in my last video in relation to this potential three-way deal, which turned out to be just between Manchester United and Juventus in the end. I wasn't excited about it at all. But as things stand and what's been reported so far, if it is just indeed in Dybala's ball court, and like I said, I was reporting last time that it was after some exponential wages. Can't see Man United agreeing to those sort of wages which were being reported, which was £750,000 per week. Again, if those claims were true, United won't be agreeing to that. I can't see it anyway. But what has been reported again is that he's looking to make more money than what he's on at the moment with Juventus. Now, this deal has the potential to be a double-edged sword. And what I mean by that is the fact that if Dybala is to come to Manchester United, I believe Paul Pogba will have an influence on that, with them being obviously very close friends from their time at Juventus. Now, it was reported before that Dybala had said before that he wanted to play with Pogba again, but I believe they more thought it'd be the case of Pogba going to Juventus rather than Dybala coming to Manchester United. Now, as I've stated, I believe that it's crucial, and as I said, it has a potential to be a double-edged sword. Should Dybala come to United, I believe Pogba will have a big influence on that. Likewise, if Pogba is to stay, I think Dybala coming to Manchester United will go a long way to actually securing Pogba staying with Manchester United. Now, obviously, the reason that Pogba wants to leave in the first place is because he didn't realize how big a project it was going to be, and he couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. He couldn't see us challenging for titles. He couldn't see us really winning any trophies in the immediate future, and he wants to win trophies and league titles. So if we can secure Paolo Dybala, I believe that's going to have a significant effect on Paul Pogba staying with Manchester United. I don't think it should be underestimated the fact that this deal will go a long way to Pogba staying with us. Now, it's also been reported by sources at Sky Sports, obviously it's in the rumour mill, that Patrice Evra has been contacting Paolo Dybala ever since this news broke, trying to convince him to indeed make the switch to Manchester United as well. They have remained close friends from since Evra's time at Juventus as well, and apparently Evra is trying to convince him to come to Manchester United. That would seem like a very, very typical thing of Evra to do, and yeah, gotta love Evra. He's gotta love Pat. He's a Man United fan, he's a Man United lover, as well as obviously a Man United legend. So if that's the case, carry on, Patrice, and yeah, hopefully that comes to fruition as well. As I mentioned before, I will be discussing the potential positives and negatives of this deal. Now, one of the potential negatives of this deal happening will be someone is going to have to miss out, because Dybala's a 45 game a season player. He's not going to miss hardly any games, obviously barring injury. He's going to be there in the starting lineup week in, week out, you'd imagine. So that being said, if that is the case, youth was set to play a massive part on that right hand side, which I believe Dybala would end up occupying should he join Manchester United. Martial on the left, Rashford through the middle, and Dybala on the right. So for me, that's the position that Dybala occupies a lot. He can play in the second striker role as well, as is seen on the graphic as well. But I've listened to this list of players that are in our squad and the youth that's been on tour with us as well, that was set to make an impact this season. So this is just purely along those front three line positions, and also in the maybe attacking midfield position. So you'd have Jesse Lingard, Mason Greenwood, Tahith Chong, Anthony Martial, Rashford, Angel Gomez, the forgotten man, Sanchez as well, and Dybala. That's 8 players vying for potentially 3 or 4 positions. I've not even mentioned Bruno Fernandes yet. So that's 8 or 9 players vying for 3 to 4 positions. That's great for competition for places, but you've got at least 3 of those 4 positions, as I've mentioned, that will be filled on, 80% of the time on a regular basis. So that would mean that people are missing out, or indeed playing a heavy role from the bench. And if I would have said to you a couple of days ago that we're possibly looking at this securing the services of Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire and Paolo Dybala between now and the end of the transfer window, I would have bitten your hand off and I would have said you're a liar. That being said, though, there has been mentions of an issue with obviously agreeing the price for a fee with Leicester for Harry Maguire, and it's just popped up quite recently that we're looking at Samuel Umtiti as a potential replacement for Harry Maguire. Again, if those reports are true, slightly disappointing if we are due to miss out on Maguire, but hopefully that's not the case and we do secure his services. In any case, guys, that was our quick roundup of transfer news and also all the latest on Paolo Dybala. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. Okay, take care, guys. See you in the next one.